Okay, if you're living in the US right now, man, you can absolutely feel that financial squeeze, right? With inflation just eating into everything from your rent to your weekly groceries, that old school American dream of trading your hours for one single paycheck, well, it's just not giving us the security it used to. But here's the crazy part. While millions are feeling totally stuck, there's this growing wave of everyday Americans who are quietly building entirely new, highly automated income streams. So today, we're diving into this explainer to unpack the exact modern blueprints they're using to pull it off.
So you might be working your absolute tail off at your 9 to 5, but still feel like you're just treading water the second bills come due. And hey, you definitely aren't alone in that. But here's the thing. The folks breaking out of this paycheck to paycheck cycle, they aren't necessarily smarter, and they definitely aren't working harder than you. They're just using smarter, scalable systems. They've realized the internet has totally democratized wealth creation. You don't need a massive bank loan or some fancy finance degree anymore. Literally, all you need is a smartphone, an internet connection, and the willingness to learn how these digital ecosystems actually work. Now, the magic number we're zeroing in on today is $1,000. Thousands of ordinary Americans are quietly making an extra grand every single month. And no, they are not picking up some exhausting second gig economy job. Just think about the math for a second. An extra 12 grand a year, that fundamentally shifts your household's wealth trajectory. If you toss that into an S&P 500 index fund, that little monthly boost compounds into massive wealth over a decade. It can wipe out those nasty high-interest credit cards, cover a chunk of your mortgage, or fully fund your retirement. But to actually hit that $1,000 mark, we have to completely rewire how we think about generating money in the first place.
All right, let's jump into section 1, redefining real passive income.
So we really need to strip away all that internet hype and look at the actual nuts and bolts of what works in 2026. There's so much noise online about making money in your sleep, which, let's be real, usually sounds like a scammy get-rich-quick scheme. Real passive income absolutely does not mean doing zero work. What it actually means is putting in a heavily concentrated upfront effort to build a system that pays you repeatedly. You do the heavy lifting once, maybe that's creating a digital asset, coding a tool, or setting up an investment portfolio, and then that asset goes to work for you. You're effectively detaching your time from your earning potential. It's exactly like planting a seed. Think about it. You don't get this massive fruit-bearing tree the very afternoon you put a seed in the dirt, right? You have to prep the soil, plant it, and water it every day while it looks like absolutely nothing is happening. That's the grind. That's the initial work phase. But once that seed finally takes fruit and grows into a mature tree, it just keeps producing a harvest for you, over and over, year after year, with barely any maintenance. Your initial sweat equity literally compounds into a perpetual asset. Moving right along. Section 2. Building digital leverage. Now, taking a look at this breakdown, you can really see the mechanics at play. Whether you're whipping up simple videos using stock footage and AI voiceovers, having AI help outline a niche ebook, or packaging something you're good at into an online course, the underlying mechanics are just incredibly in your favor. Why? Because algorithms don't sleep. They work 24/7. A creator might post consistently to YouTube or a finance blog and make literally $0 for months. But then, boom. The algorithm picks up a video, the ad revenue turns on, and suddenly those older videos are raking in cash while the creator is fast asleep. You build the asset once, and it acts like digital real estate paying you rent for years. And hey, if you don't want to build a whole media empire or a massive course, check out these low-barrier methods. Take print on demand, for example. You make a clever design for a t-shirt or a mug just one time. Then, when someone actually buys it, the platform prints it, ships it out, and even handles the annoying customer service emails. You just pocket the profit margin. Zero inventory costs, zero fulfillment headaches. Or if you've got a decent camera or dabble in music, you can upload to stock platforms. One single high-quality photo or audio track can be licensed thousands of times. That's a royalty stream hitting your account long after you hit that upload button. Okay, let's jump to section 3, maximizing your existing assets. So you definitely don't always have to build digital stuff from scratch. You can absolutely maximize what you already have. Let's talk about affiliate marketing, which is just exploding across the US right now. Instead of spending months building a product, you just promote a proven product someone else made. Companies will happily pay you a solid commission because it drastically lowers their marketing costs. Imagine you recommend a simple budgeting app to your friends, and the app pays you $20 per sign-up. If just 50 people download it using your link, boom, there's your $1,000, and you didn't have to handle a single customer transaction. You can also turn the stuff you already own into steady monthly cash flow. On the money side, parking your capital in dividend stocks or high-yield savings accounts is a slower but incredibly reliable way to let compound interest do the heavy lifting. But look at the physical side. The American rental economy is absolutely booming right now. People are making hundreds of extra bucks a month just renting out stuff gathering dust in their garage. We're talking a second car, high-end cameras, power tools, or even just an empty parking spot in a busy city. Seriously, if you own something of value, there's a platform out there today that'll let you monetize it. Which brings us to Section 4, the 2026 Action Roadmap.
All right, here is the hard reality check, guys. None of these methods are going to magically hand you $1,000 overnight. The systems absolutely work, but your personal execution is the X factor. The biggest mistake we see beginners make is falling into this valley of disappointment. They try a side hustle for a couple of weeks, see zero instant results, and just quit. But the folks actually winning the wealth game today, they are simply the ones who stayed relentlessly consistent for 3 to 6 months while their digital systems finally took root and caught the algorithm's attention.
So what does this actually look like day to day? Well, first things first, do not try everything at once. That's a one-way ticket to burnout. Pick just one single method that fits your skills and dedicate one highly focused, uninterrupted hour every day to building it. As you figure things out, you're gonna eventually make that first little bit of money. Now, whatever you do, don't blow it on something trivial. Reinvest those early earnings right back into the system to get better tools or run targeted ads. You've got to stay aggressively patient while you build up that momentum. And it really all boils down to this one core philosophy. Passive income is not magic, it is momentum. Earning your very first dollar online is, hands down, the hardest part of this whole journey. It takes so much effort just to overcome that initial friction and get the wheel turning. But man, once you actually hit that first dollar, this crazy psychological shift happens. You suddenly have real proof of concept. The friction drops, the path clears up, and from that point on, it honestly just becomes a math game of scaling up your systems.
Look, the financial opportunity in 2026 is truly massive, and the blueprints to escape that single paycheck are right here in plain sight. Every single day you put this off, you aren't just saving time, you're actively losing out on compounding income. So I'll leave you with this. Are you going to keep trading your limited hours for one single vulnerable paycheck? Or are you finally ready to build a resilient system that pays you while you sleep? The blueprints are yours for the taking. The execution is entirely up to you.